And welcome to the Chad Show, third episode. The candidate that we're going to interview today is Shellie Willis. We're going to ask her some pointed questions, and I think this is a leader that can help us and you can count on, and we can work together. And I think you're going to really enjoy this interview. In the town of
So I always use the church pew. So if you think church pew, say pew and then Puyallup. Puyallup.
Got it.
That'll get you there. And then I would say also that we are the land of the generous people, and we are named by the tribe. Our namesake comes from the tribe that we're connected to, the Puyallup tribe. When I was asked years ago, like, when are you running for office? I wasn't ready. I didn't feel ready. I didn't feel like, fast forward, I knew it was time. Look, the excitement part is that I'm a first-time candidate.
Right.
And I literally had no idea what I was going to do.
Right.
Or how I was going to do it.
Right.
What I did know is that I knew it was time for me to involve in my civic engagement. And we'll probably get into that later, but since my family and I Puyallup has been a North Star for me for some reason. And I realized when I made the decision to run that this is why I was supposed to be here. This is why my family was supposed to be here. And I knew that all of the contributions that I could bring and make to this city, all the parts of me, from my veteran advocacy, workforce and economic development, all of these parts and pieces and all these breadcrumbs that, I'd been following led to that moment when I made the decision to say yes.
And we're just coming back to the district council as a political director. This was the first endorsement that I did because I knew there was a connection coming back. I worked at the International, but I wanted to get back to all politics are local and I just saw that in you, and I think the timing's perfect for us and the union and us to work together and start to represent. We have a lot of members in Puyallup, and we have a Union Glass shop just right down the street.
Wow.
So, what an opportunity to work together and make the community better. So,
well, I want to visit that glass shop.
Right.
Definitely. And I think that all of the connections just make sense. And being in workforce development and always working in partnership with our labor unions and as partners to help to ensure that they have the workforce they need, but also in times that are disheartening, kind of like with the most recent shutdown, we're able to step in with our state agency and local partners to assist union workers.
So I always ask this question, it's fun. What is, 4 years from now, you're at the city council, and what does that look like? What has changed from now to then if you have the opportunity? What does Puyallup look like?
Well, I'm hoping that people who look like me really see themselves as an invested member of this community, and that I'm able to advocate and elevate all voices in our community, and that I am able to bring a lot of value in a positive way. I don't go into any situation assuming I'm going to receive everything, or my expectations are very managed. I go in a very balanced in every situation, but my hope is that the city continues to accept the changes and evolutions that it's actually making that maybe it did not foresee. And I think that's a good thing because we have such a great, diverse, growing community with a lot of young families. And I don't necessarily know, maybe we need to say we never pressed it, but and I'm not lost on that. This is a big responsibility, a great opportunity. I'm humbled by it. And, the warrior in me is willing to press through and do what she needs to do to represent the community. And I've been invested through my work as, I'm current chair-elect. I'll be the next chair for the Puyallup Sumner Chamber.
Right.
Being able to hear from our businesses what their concerns are, working with multiple employers in many ways, bringing resources to the Eastern Pierce County region, knowing that Puyallup is the central hub. for so much opportunity.
Right.
That makes me excited that I get to be a part of that, even beyond this election.
Right.
Still a part of the workforce and economic development and growth in a way that is equitable, growth in a way that will bring our local community, will preserve preserve as much of what we have, but also bring vitality, that economic vitality, to our local community.
Yeah, and local businesses.
Yes.
Like we're going to have breakfast here in a few
Yep,
minutes,
we're about
right?
to eat at the great Meridian Café.
And
Sean Broback and Crockett's Restaurant Group has been a great partner. They've helped in so many ways, especially in our military community and things like that. Ooh. Thank you. Thanks, love. Thank you. So every year my nonprofit does holiday giving, and so last year Sean Broback hosted us, and so we had Santa Claus in this room.
Right.
It was like a winter wonderland. We had the Santa shop, and what we did was we had 8 women veterans or spouses who are the primary providers for their homes.
Yeah.
We gave them all financial scholarships,
Wow.
plus extra stuff,
That
plus
is great.
a gift for
What
the
is-
children.
What is the name?
Redefining You Foundation.
Redefining.
Yeah. So we, it's all around personal growth and development, beyond service, beyond foods. And we raise money just to make sure we can give it all away or use it towards our efforts to assist our women veterans and our military spouses. If we served and were spouses, a lot of us will say, oh, well, I only did 3 years, or I only did, girl, you served. And then you're still serving as a spouse, right? So, recognizing that. So we partnered with Sean Broback and Veterans United to do that. And this year we'll be doing the same thing. We're going to give away 6 $1,000 holiday, scholarships.
I'd love to ask this question for our members.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. It's that simple, right?
It is.
Yeah, we really want to know. We want to really get to know the person besides maybe
Honestly,
the political role,
So, I was born at Dyess Air Force Base in Abilene, Texas, and my mom and I, later, fast forward, I guess I was like 2, she moved, got married, moved to Dallas, and, Abilene was just summers and holidays, but so raised in, Dallas, Fort Worth Metroplex in North Dallas, and I was the only female in my family to actually join the military. I had like my grandfather, my dad, and a couple of uncles who served in the Navy and the Air Force, but I'm the only female that's ever joined the military. And I remember going to the Dallas MEPS and telling the recruiter, who I know realized later he laughed at me, don't station me in Texas. I was born here. There's nothing here I need to see. It's like, right. At that time it was, join the army, see the world,
Right.
I never looked back after that. Of course, going back when I took leave to see my family and things like that. But what I can say, that seeing the world and having these global experiences,
right.
These war-like experiences,
right.
These moments where I didn't know what was going to come next,
right.
Has shaped me a lot.
And that's important with what's happening in the world today, right now.
Yep. It has shaped me a lot. It challenges my perspective on a lot of things because I have a more global perspective, and I truly believe there's nothing wrong with being born and raised somewhere and doing great things in that place, but there is something to be said about the exposure to the rest of the world beyond your front porch, because then you can actually glean from those multiple things. Right. And when people talk about things like the unhoused and, economic challenges, I always say these are global challenges. They're not just right here in our own backyard. They're literally in South Africa, Cape Town, South Africa right now, right. Unfinished structures that were supposed to be highways, right. Where tent cities are built right now. They're living on these unfinished, unmanaged structures. Right. And what that showed me is you can go from the nicest part of the city in any part of the world to the not so nice parts in the impact of that visually shows you that you're not the only one going through something, but also that I'm wondering how they're handling this, how are they addressing it, what is their government structure, and then learning. The best people I've learned from are from Uber drivers, taxi cab drivers.
Absolutely. I spent a lot of time with the international Lyft or Uber,
Yes.
and going to DC and have just wonderful conversations, you know?
They're sharing the truth with you.
Yeah.
I mean, they have nothing to
Right.
to hide or to dress up, and you're asking them. So, you know, one Uber driver was, well, I have 2 other jobs besides this,
Yes,
and I do
right.
this before, in between, and after.
Right. Hard workers,
Yeah,
you know? They're
Very much
taking
so.
every opportunity they can to make it, and they are.
yeah,
You know, you're talking about 2 jobs.
yeah. Trying to make challenges. I mean, I was raised by a single mother. I'm the oldest of 3.
Right.
So I was the mold breaker of everything, and my mother, you know, wanted to make sure that we, you know, we didn't realize we were poor. I didn't realize we were on food stamps because everybody around me, we all had the same thing, you know, and we all lived in these same apartments that were clean and nice, but didn't know, you know, anything about that. We weren't, you know, so it's really interesting that these visuals make so much, they imprint themselves on us.
Right.
And then as we grow up and we start to kind of understand how we were raised, or the sense of pride behind wanting to make sure that you took pride in everything you did, whether that's mopping floors
Right.
or being the one to have the key to the building. Everyone matters.
Yeah.
Every role and responsibility matters. So don't decrease your value based off of where you sit.
Right. I can't wait for this to happen.
I was like, I see it,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
and it's an interesting journey. I'm glad I went through Emerge Washington with other Democratic women who were seeking to run for office, and it did prepare me a lot, especially for the emotional turmoil that it can take on you, even the most strongest of us, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually strong, still have moments.
Absolutely, like all of us. I mean, like women in the trades. That's what we're really concentrating on and getting more.
Yes,
trades.
yes. Women
College
build
is-
nations.
Why not? Yeah, college is not.
Regardless of who you are, just try it.
Right.
You know, get connected.
Yeah.
Understand that you can do this. And when I went to the Women Build Nations, when it was here in Seattle, and we were able to be a speaker, man, I was meeting 18, 19-year-old young ladies making more money than me, you know?
Right, that's the thing.
And they were like, I got into it because my aunt, you know, and I think
and it's a career.
It's a career. It's
Yes.
I've already bought my house and paid for it, and they're 21 and 22, and yes, it's hard, but you gotta, you know, oh my gosh, and I'm just like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But if they hadn't seen, and I guess that gets back to our earlier point, if you don't see someone that looks like you doing it, you're never gonna realize it's possible. It may sound cliche, but there is power in vision. There is power in visuals, painting a picture, writing things out, making them plain that they can be what they want to be, and that they deserve to be here. And that's important, because somebody right now is in elementary school, and seeing me gives them possibilities.
Absolutely.
And they're probably already little civic leaders in their families, right?
Yeah, they're already doing that.
Yeah, and not realizing, oh, so it's the possibilities.
Yeah.
So I got selected to become a drill sergeant, and that was an honor to be selected. And it was the best opportunity. I would say it was definitely one of the biggest breadcrumbs, I would say, God dropped on me that I didn't catch until later. And one of the most important things is you could have a platoon of 35, but my instructions were clear. If you impact the life of just one, you impact the life of 1,000. Because that one is going to lead, and who they impact will lead. We tell them that not voting is still voting.
That's right.
and your voice locally has so much power. And no one is entitled to anything. Everyone should want to and seek to earn your vote and your respect and your trust.
Right.
And that's, look, I always tell people, I'm a soldier for real. You got to go out and get it. You got to go out and earn it.
Did you hear that? IUPA DTC5, get out and vote, November 7th. We'll throw that up.
Yep. Boom.
All right. Welcome to episode 3 of the Chad Show. I can't believe we're doing 3. Okay, wait, hold on. No. Dang it. Backwards. Here. Okay. Welcome. Welcome to the 3rd episode of the Chad Show. Damn it. That was good too.
You're good.
No. Dang it. Me.